Hi there. My name is D.G. Valdron. This is my attic. I'm a writer. These are my books. And while I do a lot of reviews and I'm just kind of feeling my way through this channel, sometimes I think I'd like to talk about writing. So, topic for today is writer's block. What do you do about writer's block? Honestly, I think that this is one of those fake problems that people have. Writer's block is all about, oh my gosh, I'm a tortured artist. Oh no, the wells of inspiration have drawn completely dry. I can't write. I don't know about that. I think I've written probably several million words by now, so it feels like an imaginary problem. But you know what? Sometimes it actually does happen. Sometimes you get writer's block. Um, and I think that there's maybe a couple of reasons for it. One is that sometimes you just come to this point in the story where you have painted yourself into a corner completely. You just don't know where to take it. You don't know what to do with it. You've just stalled. And sometimes you just sort of sit there and you draw blank. That's the other thing. You're not working on a story. You're not starting. You're not ending. You're not trying to solve some inscrutable problem. Your story hasn't reached a deadline. You just sit there and you don't have anything. You know, you stare at the keyboard until beads of sweat or blood appear on your forehead. Here's my advice for this, speaking as a writer, and obviously, if I've gotten several million words out, that's something. I mean, there's other people who've done a lot more than I have. But here's my advice for what it's worth. If you are blocked as a writer, if you are experiencing writer's block, write something else. It doesn't matter what, but clearly, wherever you're going or whatever you're doing, it's obviously not working. Your mind is not going there. And all you're going to do in terms of trying to force your way through it is to just pressure yourself out of existence. You will stall. Your block will suddenly become the entire purpose. You will start focusing on the block instead of on writing. So whenever I tend to get blocked, whenever I get stalled out, whenever I just don't feel any passion for whatever I'm working on right now, I write something else. And it doesn't have to be anything special or particular. I'll write a movie review. I'll write an argument. I'll write an essay. I will, write a laundry list, for God's sakes. I will just write something. See, writing itself is a creative act. And if you can't work on the thing that you've got in front of you, you're blocked from it, then what you need to do to sort of get the creative thing going is to redirect it. So write something else, write a new story, write a different story, go off in a tangent, a different direction. Write something for your manuscript that you have no intention of using. It's just a side quest, a character description. The point is not to necessarily to write something useful, but to write something. And that will hopefully get you going again. And sometimes simply the act of stepping away from it, solves your problem. Your subconscious works on it. You get some perspective on things. Another way of dealing with it is if you have a block that is basically your story has blocked, you've painted yourself into a corner, talk to somebody. Even talk to the cat. Explain to them what's happened. Explain to them why you're blocked. And sometimes the act of trying to articulate it will kind of solve your problem for you. Another time is, and sometimes people actually do have good advice. And be prepared for a lot of bad advice. And sometimes, you know what? Don't sweat it. If you are blocked and you can't write anything, go do something else. I think the worst thing you can do for yourself as a writer is to overdo the pressure. I think we all have pressure as a writer. I think that the level of commitment to write a novel where you basically sit there and chug out 10,000 words over and over again until you've got like 100,000 or 250,000 words, where you've got all these characters and all these events and flowing back and forth. That's something where you pressure yourself. You have to put yourself through some stress, through some aggravation, some commitment. But if you overdo it, it'll stall you out. On some level, you really have to enjoy writing. You have to enjoy what you're doing. And if you've reached a point where you're just not enjoying, why are you doing it? Why are you working on this? So what I'm going to say is give yourself permission. Take some time off. Do something else. Just enjoy life a little bit. And that'll work. And you know what? I'll tell you a secret. Come closer. If you don't come back to it, if you don't want to come back to it, if you have this writer's project that you are doing and you are so blocked and you have to step away and you feel no urge to come back, don't. This is about you. And if your life is better not writing this thing, don't. If you feel that, you've got better things to do, go ahead, do them. No one is standing over you with like a whip and a chain. No one is driving you. If you're a writer, you will feel the urge to come back. You will feel the compulsion. I mean, if you're a writer, you won't be able to let go. And writer's block is not going to be your problem. Anyway, that's my thought for what it's worth. I hope this is helpful to you, or at least not painful. Take care.